My mic not working? There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Jeez. Hopefully everything's working good this morning. We haven't broken anything else. Of course, technology, the wonderfulest thing about human life. Okay, guys, it is Tuesday morning, guys. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. It is February the 19th, foul year of our Lord. I am Justin Wise, lead analyst, senior mentor at cryptocurrency.com, here for another breaking Bitcoin market update. All right, so let me pull open the chat so I can give some well-deserved kudos, man. Well-deserved kudos. So I'm going to say that again, just in case, there we go. Nice remix of the song. So yes, just to repeat it again, Justin, you were 10 minutes late. You had double audio on the intro track, and now your webcam's messed up. What kind of operation are you running? I don't think we can trust you. Do you even have a BitMEX account? All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. I readjusted my whole setup last night. I readjusted my whole setup last night. I have 2 additional monitors now over here. I've been working on installing them for a while. I just repositioned everything so that I don't have to do this, so that the webcam is actually at face level with me. All right, guys. Excellent. Also did some changes, just some general stream changes, so everything should look nice, well, good, and fantastic. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic. Yep, this is the Cracking Cryptocurrency hodl shirt, guys, available in the merch store. Move fast and break things, man. Let me say hi to Jasper, man. Gotta watch crypto. What's going on, Mr. Ether? Chase, Martin, Ron Legato, Blah, Blee, Crypto Guanaco. What's going on, guys? Xavier76, Uzi Vegas, Red 5, Golf Gunny. Good to see you in here, man. Haven't seen you for a while. Ro Joe, of course, Caribbean Crypto Show. Good to see you, man. If I missed anybody else, I apologize. Of course, Koila. Good to see you, man. All right, so let's, before we get into the charts, guys, let's just go through some basic stuff. Let's go over here to the news and stats. Of course, we do still have the X42 Masternode giveaway going on. Guys, go over to x42.crackingcryptocurrency.com. I'm actually pretty excited with how popular this thing is, you know? We did the trading group giveaway. And had a lot of great responses. Had about 320 people enter. We've had this thing live for like 2 days, and there's already 503 people left in this thing, guys. 12 days left in the giveaway. We are giving away 5 masternodes worth of X42 coin. X42 proud supporter of the show, guys. Make sure you guys go check them out. Anyways. Yep. All good, all cool, all sweet. If you guys aren't familiar, you can take part in this competition by using any of your existing social media accounts. You don't need to create like a new account or anything. You can use your YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. You get points for following socials, just spreading the news, helping the community out, guys. Remember, it's a bear market, guys. It's a bear market, guys. We got to do support, man. If you guys want this shit to work, if you guys want crypto to work, man, you got to do something. All right, moving on. Let's go take a look. Let's get right into the charts, guys. Let's get right into the charts. You know, I've been staring at these puppies all day, all night. Had a fantastic time in the voice chat last night in the premium trading group. Of course, we do have the VIP day trading voice chat in there that we hang out in. We were up there, man. We were up late last night. We were up late last night. Why? Because USDT coins popped off and we needed to get in all of them that we could. Made about 10% on ONG in about 30 minutes. Holo Hot, USDT. Again, ONG, they just listed that ticker pair. HOT, they just listed that USDT pair. I was looking at OMG USDT on Trex, but yeah, blah, blah, blah. No. TRX USDT popped off quite beautifully, quite nicely. That did exactly what we wanted to do. The other ones we were looking at, of course, was ICX and Chainlink. ICX did end up putting in about 4%, but the risk to reward wasn't there for me, so much rather buy the breakout. Hopefully it does seem like the Restream chat is not working in this. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Let me make a quick change here. Hopefully this will fix, and then we can just talk about what I want to talk about. You guys are very patient. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about... Anybody want to talk about Bernie Sanders? No? Totally fine. Scott will be very proud of me, because I recently learned that I can wake up and say, "Good morning, Google," and it will tell me everything I need to know about my life, the universe, and everything. Hopefully that thing starts working. Oh, why? In a world where the Restream chat will not work in Streamlabs OBS, one man must say, "For the love of God, can we please get something that works in this universe?" You know, it's like we all took Ethereum USD to the upside, right? It's like we all took Ethereum USD to the upside. And there we go. Maybe if we just add this. Drag this puppy over. There we go. What I'm going to have to do. Just the height. 530. How's that? That look like it works? Yes, Justin, you have done an excellent job. On air. Swapping out the Restream chat. Thank you. So proud. All right. The traffic light from the kitchen to your bedroom is... Yeah, man, it is kind of interesting working from home. It's like you wake up and you're like, Google, what's my commute like? Well, Justin, of course, I have the British lady voice, so it's like, Justin, there is a few children's toys in your hallway to the coffee machine that your daughter had left there overnight because you did not pick her toys up. Also, there is some sticky tack that you might step your foot in. Be careful as you proceed. Hey, thanks, Constantine. I highly appreciate that. Okay. All right, now, let's see here. Everything's good. Restream's working, man. Let's get over to the charts. Bitcoin, starting off with XBT USD, of course, as we always do. We do have some interesting developments coming on here. So let's just go ahead and start on the 24-hour chart. Now, daily time frame for XBT USD. We hit both upside targets that I've been talking about here for the last 2 days, 37.80, 39.30. What does that mean? It means we've hit my both of my upper upside targets here on XBT USD. We have broken out of the descending trend line resistance. However, at this point, since both upside targets for me have been hit and we are now within $100 of weekly higher time frame resistance, I can no longer justify looking for a long entry at this point in time. Doesn't matter if I'm wrong or if I'm right. All I can do is play the statistics that the charts show me. So at this point in time, I can no longer be looking for a long entry and in fact have to begin entertaining the possibilities for either a short trade to the downside or either a correction and waiting for another entry to the upside. What are going to be those determining factors? Well, of course, let's just step back and talk about the key levels on a weekly time frame on the chart. So if we go to the weekly time frame, we can very clearly see when you look at the chart this way, it's very simple to see what are the critical turning points in the market. Of course, we have the most critical turning point coming up upon us at 40.96. Now, what was the reason that I had talked about 39.30 as my secondary or my highest in this range target? Hey, Light Yagami, good to see you. Well, if we look really clearly, if I just go ahead and change the color on this horizontal ray right here to red, maybe it'll start to make more sense. So look what we have here. If we look at the weekly equilibrium block right here, and for those of you who are new to the channel, that is the key level of resistance in my analysis, because it represents an area where we have a shift in market structure. So we have a dominant downtrend. We have a dominant downtrend. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a month and a half of solid, really longer than that. I mean, if you want to just take these into account as well. And overall, just, a whole year plus of absolute bear marketry. We put in, and of course, we do have some brief thrusts off the floor at 6150, which is now, to be quite honest with you, 6150 is the most important number on the chart. Above 6150, we're in clear bull territory. Below 6150, no. Above 6150, I will begin entertaining, and again, guys, I don't want to be, I don't want to be bearish. I don't want to be seen as a perma bear. All I can do is trade the statistical setups that the charts show me, which is how I've been able to do this as a living. But when we're really talking about, and listen, guys, I've been in crypto I've been trading cryptocurrencies since 2016. I'll never forget the day. It was the 3rd month of 2016 when I made my first Bitcoin purchase. Now, and it's fun, man. All the, 20,000, over 9,000. We do the stuff on the stream. It's all good, man. It's very entertaining. But from a technical statistical standpoint, guys, we're looking over 6150. We can begin entertaining notions of approaching all-time highs, or we are in full bear market. Well, sorry about that. Just go ahead. I would hope that some people have better things to do, but it's okay, guys. Anyways, okay, so definitely not tolerating any extreme hatred or racism on our channel, man. There are better places for that, man. Life's too short, man. Life's too short, guys. Life's too short, man. Just live and let live. Try to get along with people and your life will be overall better. If you're looking at a growing graph of success in general in life, extremely self-centered people overall are not successful. They're only successful in the short term. Those who are able to be slightly altruistic in their motives and be helpful, it doesn't even matter. Motivation doesn't matter. If you are able to provide a service that is helpful to other people and you genuinely tend to care about the well-being of other people, with the caveat that ideally it benefits yourself or necessarily benefits yourself, then you will be more financially successful statistically overall than somebody who does not, in general, search to seek to genuinely help other people out. So let's stop talking about 6150. Let's not talk about 5,000. Let's not talk about anything over 4,000 until we're there, man. Let's not talk about anything over 4,000 until we're there. So the key level on my chart is obviously 4096. Clearing that, opening and closing a daily would be the first initial sign. Above 4096, then we can start talking about upside targets of 4624, which is our first trouble spot. And, you know, I've seen other analysts talk about this area, 4600, and they don't really have, it seems like they point it out, but they don't really know why. So I want to point out to you guys why that level is important. Because it is an important higher time frame previous level of resistance and support. So you can see here it acts as support. Now, it is a matter of subjection whether you take the ceiling or whether you take the wick. So whether you take the liquidity zone, which is going to be coming in at around 5,000, or whether you take the actual candle closing body basis, which is again coming in at 4624. But you can see it acts as resistance here, on a weekly basis. We're able to break above it. We don't fully come back down and test that area for support, but we do wick down in the vicinity of it. So that is established to me as a very important level. Also, we do see on the volume profile, if we throw the volume profile on, we do see, and again, sorry, let me throw that on here. Volume profile. On my visible range. We do see a high volume node coming in. Actually, no, sorry. So that's what I'm talking about. We only have the high volume node coming in around 5,500. We don't really have the high volume node coming in around 4,600. So I think that's the only reason that people are talking about the 5,500 and the $6,000 areas. But we do have a very important level of higher time frame resistance coming in right here at that level. So key area to keep your eye on. And just technically, the correct thing to do is if you do end up buying the breakout, which we will, if we do end up buying the breakout above 4096, so opening and closing daily candles, or depending on whatever type of analysis you're using, but that's the analysis that I will be using. Because of the fear of the liquidity grab above previous liquidity grabs. Of course, you're always monitoring to make sure that you're managing your risk and that you're not buying into an absolute top. But anyways, this is 4624 is definitely the area where you look to reduce your risk, where you look to take some profit. Absolutely. Coming in above that, we run into trouble areas closer to the ceiling of 6150. Right now, previously it was the floor. Right now, it's the ceiling. And on the first pass through, most likely the second pass through represents a sell. That is the correct technical setup, is to sell resistance and to long support. So what does that mean right now? Okay, so we have changed this, if you guys were following along with what I did. So we do have this horizontal on my chart. It was a take profit level for me. It was an ascending take profit level for me. We've hit that. And what does it represent now? It represents the bottom. It represents the open of the bullish weekly equilibrium block. Okay, this is a weekly equilibrium block. This is where we had a dominant downtrend. We put in a shift in market structure right here for a full week. We have a nice Darth Maul candle, and the opening and closing basis of that candle represents resistance, because as you can see, we've been unable to trade above that range. That level has acted as resistance. So that is the most critical level that we are looking at for resistance. Again, a daily does need to open and close above 4096 before we can entertain higher levels. So until that happens, I now have to stop looking for long entries and believe that looking for long entries at this level with the risk to reward ratio that represents is not profitable, because again, we do have, what do we have? We have a, we have a 3 to 4% range in which Bitcoin might valuate higher. It could appreciate higher. It could appreciate 3 to 4 more percent. But that's all right. That's all right. Again, Bitcoin's been a very good mover over the last 3 weeks, up about 20% since the last bounce off 3390. Excuse me, really 3400 on the BitMEX chart, 3390 on the Bitstamp chart, and relatively the USDT chart as well. But now the risk to reward ratio is not equal. If when we were looking down here and we were looking for the long potentially off 3,400, I'll just go back to exactly what I've said. And those of you who have been following the channel, I hope will notice that I've been extremely consistent in this. Why? Because this is how I actually trade. I said that if we do bounce off 3390, where we did have previous support, it was a previous liquidity grab. I talked about the fact that we could bounce off that level, but that if we did and we did not go down below 3,100 previously or go down to touch support, I did not think that there was enough liquidity and volume to be able to thrust up above resistance. Now, there's two levels where liquidity can come into a market. It can come in at the bottom, which is where it normally does, or it can come in at the counter trend motion, where you have individuals sitting in the weeds with their limit orders, institutional order flow. You have retail traders that, for example, are going to be attempting to buy into a wick on a breakout before it's a confirmed breakout. So, you know, kind of the scene that always comes to my mind is Magneto in X-Men 3, you know, where what's his name tries to run forward. He's like, no, man. In chess, the pawns go first. So when you see a potential breakout occurring, what most individuals will attempt to do, what most retail traders will attempt to do, is buy into the breakout before it's a confirmed breakout. And very often breakouts get faded. That is a professional, very highly successful method of trading, is fading breakouts in a market where you can short sell. And again, if you look at my video on TD Sequential, that is initially what TD Sequential was designed for. If you read Jason Pearl's book on TD Sequential, you will see that he uses TD Sequential to actually fade breakouts. That's its purpose. And breakouts are commonly faded. That is a professional trading strategy, or I don't want to say professional. That depends on your personal situation in life. But it is a very popular, highly successful, institutional trading strategy. Whereas a retail trading strategy is generally to buy into breakouts. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I buy breakouts, but they have to be confirmed. I will pay the premium on price to know the price is going to appreciate, or have a higher statistical odd that price will appreciate, than attempting to buy the wick into a breakout and face the odds of getting slammed down upon. Because the market's going to move when there's big spikes in volume. Remember, without a significant shift in volume or sentiment, the overall direction is unlikely to change. So, just remember that. Okay, so this means that at this current level in time, I have to begin keeping my eye out. I have to begin looking for a potential short entry. So going down to the daily, what do we see right here? We have come up to that first take profit level, again representing the lower boundary of the weekly equilibrium block. So we are now in a red zone of resistance. Now, can price go up another 3 or 4%? Absolutely, it can. Can price just continue to just bum rush through and just go to 20,000? Yeah, of course it could. I think it's unlikely. But just being logically consistent here, guys. From this range to this range, I will be potentially looking for short entries. Now, I'm not in an XBT USD short yet. I'm just going to remain neutral at this point in time, meaning that my fiat value is preserved. So I'm neutral in the market on BTC anyways. I do have other positions in the market. For example, what I think is more volatile. Again, I've been talking about quite explicitly, but I've been trading Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin. Why? Because there's higher risk to reward ratio. And the charts, I think the chart is cleaner, honestly, for Ethereum. So it allows me better technical setups. Now, but in this range, in this red box range right here, I will be looking for potential short entries. Now, what are the critical levels that need to hold if we're going to continue the upthrust? And as we go down to the 3 hour, we'll talk about this. We'll actually go to the 8 hour and the 3 hour here on the BitMEX chart, and then we'll move on to the other coins. But obviously, Bitcoin being the most important that we're going to talk about today. This does seem, obviously, coming into our first critical level of resistance, a likely area for a pullback. We have broken through the resistance trend line, and it would be nice and healthy, actually, to see a pullback and a reclamation of this line. That would institute a pullback around 3780, 3800. Getting down below that level and breaking back down into the triangle, the next level that we do have to keep our eye on is, of course, 3650, which is going to be our local top range right here. Doesn't really account for much, because once we really burst through 3680, 3700, then we've really begun to invalidate these breaks of resistance, the break of the ascending trend line, the break of key horizontals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 3648 is just more the canary in the coal mine for me. Now, I talked about this earlier. If you are wanting to trade with a trend, you're really not waiting, and I know this is infuriating for people. They're like, why don't you short up and buy the bottom? Because that's what most people are obsessed with doing, and most people lose. Most people don't make successful trades. Now, there's nothing wrong with that when the setup is very clear. When it is a no-brainer setup, then of course I will attempt to short into liquidity. But the no-brainer short is price going below 3,500. I do not believe that this will hold. Of course, we could get a bounce off, and this is speculative, right? You can see that I have drawn an ascending support line. Now, this is speculative. Am I going to be basing my trades off of the ascending trend lines? No. Just like I talked about when we were talking about the descending trend line and the 55 EMA, those are good to watch. Those are good areas to understand, hey, something might happen around this level. But the critical levels that I believe and how I teach that you should be paying your most attention to, the most attention to where you want to interact and react in the market is your horizontal levels of support and resistance, your key critical horizontal levels that price has clearly responded to on higher time frames. Sorry, let's get volume profile off there because now it is starting to annoy me. All right, so I do believe that if we end up breaking the 3648, you want to potentially begin to look for definitely directional short orders, depending on your risk appetite. You can also do this if we break 3800 as well. I would be a little bit more tentative just coming down to 3800 because that would still fit the qualifications of a healthy pullback at this point in time. Getting down below 3500 though, you want to have a short order in place or have your risk reduced significantly by being in fiat, in my personal opinion. Because we would be retesting 3100 at that point in time and going to higher time frames, potentially going down to retest liquidity. Again, if we go to the weekly time frame and we talk about lower targets, guys, we really only have the breakage of 3180, guys, the breakage of support here. The breakage of weekly support would posit in the next potential buying area would be 2939. Now, I know people have been talking about 2900 for a long period. Most, again, I don't trade chart patterns, but most people charted out like the descending triangle and did the measured moves. I think measured moves are bullshit, in my humble opinion. Oh man, we drew this like, wibble wobble widget thingy on our chart, man, and we can see that price did this. So let's just measure here, and price has got to go that same. That's stupid, man. I don't. Do you think Goldman Sachs? Do you think do you think professional traders at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley come onto the floor every day and they're like, "Hey Bob, man, do you see that? You see that cup and handle on? You see that cup and handle on CAD USD?" Oh no, man! Did you see that? Did you see that overroo? Whatever on frickin' JPY USD? No, dude. Hell no, dude. No, there's no floor traders trading. There's no floor traders trading. There's no floor traders trading cup and handle patterns, dude. There's nobody on the floor of CME futures saying, "Look at this measured move." Come on, dude. It's not how this stuff works, man. But we do have a liquidity zone down at 2939. And you can just see that on a weekly closing basis, there might be a wick below that. There would potentially be buyers below this area. Now, if there's not enough institutional money, or just really, it doesn't matter if it's institutional or retail money, just money was what matters. It takes volume to move the market, liquidity. If there's no buyers right here, man, the next area in my eyes that there's going to be buyers is that level between 23 and 2400 with a key eye on 2331.36. That's the 886 Fibonacci retracement. It's the accumulation goal right here. As you can see, the lower wicking basis. Not the most important level of weekly support and resistance right here, but once we get down here, we have very little to go off because it's just such a wide range. And then we have what represents to me the market bottom in 1924. Some people are talking about we're going to 1,700. I think they're ridiculous, but again, I don't trade my opinion. I think that would be inappropriate because who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? I saw a video the other day where somebody's like, on December 27th, 2019, Bitcoin will do X, Y, and Z. And of course it will do X, Y, and Z. Why? Because I know what I'm talking about. Look at this hat on my head. It instills that I've been in cryptocurrency since 2012. And let me tell you, buddy, I know how the markets move. No, you don't. You don't. Nobody can tell you. Nobody knows what the price of Bitcoin will be tomorrow. Nobody knows what the price of tea in China is going to be in the morning, guys. As a trader, you have to get that out of your head. Just get it out of your head, man. Just get it out of your head that you need to be right, man. Let's get it out of your head. So we'll see what happens over the next few days, man. I'm still of the opinion that we have not seen capitulation, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Below 4,000, hard to be bullish. Long term, midterm, that's fine. I've made my play. We had the breakout of the ascending pattern. We had the bounce off 3,400. We've hit all upside take profit targets. There's no reason to be in a long position. You're getting into a risky area. I mean, if you want to step over dollars to pick up pennies and try to pick up 4%, that's absolutely fine. And I'm not telling you you're wrong. I could, come on tomorrow and be like, all right, guys, cool. We broke 4,096 and now we're going to take a long to 46.24. And naturally people are going to be like, Justin, are you so stupid? It's whatever, man. It's cool, dude. Going down to the 8-hour chart. Let's go to the 8-hour chart for general trend and direction on the lower time frames. Time transformation is throwing us a sell signal right at resistance. I do have to respect that. We had unnatural volume on the way back up. That doesn't speak for a whole lot. When we have a natural volume with continuation, it means I have to discount those signals. Ideally, I would like to see, if we're looking for a strong reversal, kind of the pattern that you want to see in candlestick analysis is a long wick to the upside, whether an evening star candle or an inverted hammer, whatever you'd like to talk about it, a dragonfly doji, some kind of doji candle, Darth Maul, whatever. But you want to see ideally like a big wick up. That's why I'm not going to throw it off the table that what could happen right here is a massive wick up to 4,000 and then a pullback. That is, now I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying that is the candlestick pattern that you would see if we're going to, as more negative individuals are who are saying we're at the top, we're going to 3,100. Listen, that's not my bag. You're not going to come on here and get Oracle BS. You're just going to see statistical playing of the chart, guys. So right now, I would not be interested in buying a long position. I said we are in a market structure where dips are for the purposes of buying. Okay, we'll wait for a dip. This is not a dip. It's not a dip, dude. No, this would be a dip. This would be a dip. You know what I mean? Wait for a nice, healthy pullback if you're going to look for a long entry, especially if we're above the descending trend line. Even ideally above 36.48, guys, because it's really not until we break this support, until we go down to around 3,500, that we enter a clear level where all this has failed and we are going down to test lower supports. Why? Because this horizontal area of 3,400 has already been bought up once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. It's not going to hold as support, unlikely to hold statistically as support. More than likely, again, diagonals. Okay, horizontals, very important. So breaking 3,100, breaking 3,500, I think that's probably a direct route to 3,200, 3,180, 3,100, and potentially, if we don't bottom there, if there's not enough buyers there, 29.39, and then, however low we're going to go. But the key level here is that statistically, you definitely want to be in a short position because you have no idea where you're going to turn around, man. So if you guys, again, want to step over dollars to pick up pennies, and, just blindly buy support, fine with me, guys. I don't blindly sell resistance. I don't blindly buy support. Potentially, neither should you. Anyways, guys. So 8-hour chart, looking at a sell signal on the time transformation. Now we haven't had one of these. We've had two over here. One, got us kicked in the face. That's absolutely fine. But then we got the sell signal up here with a natural volume, with bearish divergence. Seems like a good signal. Would have gotten us out at the top after the 8-hour buy signal down here at 31.64. Would have got us out close to the top. And when you're trading against the trend, remember, guys, understand. And again, I just released the public version of Time Transformation 0.1 to all the premium subscribers. Got done with the beta testing. Got some fantastic feedback. Always looking to improve this indicator. But yes, of course, you can look at this as, oh my God, this does not clearly tell you what to do at all times. Yeah, it takes a little bit of adjustment. It takes a little bit of mental patience, but it is a fantastic indicator with, in my opinion. I've designed it. I've traded it. I've been using the Fisher Transform and its strategies for a while, as well as trend. So anyways, as you can see right here, depending on how you want to look at this, this sets you up for a potential entry right here. This sets you up for a potential entry. You have clear horizontal levels to be looking to take your profit. However you want to trade this, it's absolutely fine. No reason that buying here at this level should give you a loss. It's whatever your personal preference is. Same here, sets you up for a profitable trade. Now, potentially, if you want to trade the way that this is, I don't dollar cost average, but you can look at it that way. Most people use overbought, oversold, doubles as dollar cost averaging. But anyways, would put you in here, take profit here, be out of the market when the trend changes. It's whatever your personal preference and how you decide to trade this thing. All I can do is design it the best that I can. So we haven't had an 8-hour sell signal for a while. Anyway, so I do have to respect that temporarily on the basis of what it is. No divergence, no unnatural volume to support this. So what this is telling you in the simplest term is that, hey guys, if you're in a long position, maybe take some profit off the table, Maybe take some profit off the table, and maybe adjust your stop loss, down around here. It makes sense. Doesn't mean, hey, go short. Not screaming for that yet. But anyways, do have to respect that. Going down to the 3-hour chart, we're getting a 3-hour sell signal as well. Had some unnatural volume here on this wick above support. Now, if we do end up moving down from here to test the support line, this would be the right pattern for it. This would be a swing failure pattern right here, where we do print a slightly higher high, but we're unable to convincingly close on a higher closing basis. We put in a little bit of an indecision, and then we downside. Now, that's about it, man. That's about it. 15-minute chart if you want to actively trade this thing. Again, this just is a shift in market structure where we have strong trend upwards, 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 and then we put in some consolidation, break to the upside, consolidate at this higher level. It's just a little bit, you can see where things are changing. I mean, listen, guys, just as a trader, when you see a nice run like this and then you start to see market structure shift, you don't get greedy. You at least take profit off the table. And again, I'm not your financial advisor, guys. I'm not your attorney. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. You guys do exactly what you want to do. That's fine. I'll still be here tomorrow. And I won't call you stupid. I won't call you smart. It doesn't matter, man. Just personal approaches, man. Just personal approaches. That's about all I got to say about XBTUSD, man. Not in an active position. Again, we're in an area where I begin to look for short entries. If I had to trade my opinion, I would expect a pullback at least to test resistance right here, to reclaim resistance as support, which was not really done convincingly. We do see a little bit of weakening in the trend, and it's throwing up sell signals. If we get some unnatural volume, what I think, just from a retail psychology standpoint, this candle right here does represent potentially trapping buyers, but I would not be surprised with the asset class that this is to see a wick up here. But that's not a long position that I want to chase. For me, ideally, I would be looking for short entries here and then looking for a reason to be wrong, looking for support to be reclaimed, and then to get a nice bullish reaction off of that. Potentially areas to look to take profits off a short. Anyways, moving on. But overall, if you're trading with the trend, still, pullbacks represent opportunities for buying. So if you don't want to trade against the trend, that's absolutely fine. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Got the chat going. Got the chat going wild, guys. Got the chat going wild. Thank you guys so much. It's going to take me so long to go through this, so I'm not going to. What's going on here? Shit just got real. Good to see you, man. Got some requests for XRP H19. We'll take a gander at it. Arving. Whew, man, people talking about BNB. What's my favorite movie, man? I would recommend watching Vertigo, as it is as if you're trying to find the green amidst all the red. I have a couple favorite movies, man. I really like Requiem for a Dream. I really love that movie. Memento. Things like The Dark Knight are obviously fantastic. I really like Darren Aronofsky, especially his earlier work. Pi is really good. Not so much The Fountain. And then to be honest with you guys, I like some more not rom-coms. I don't like rom-coms, but I like drama, dude. Like one of the movies that I saw recently that I really enjoy was The Time Traveler's Wife. And I know that's a little bit of an older movie. I really enjoyed that. I like I'd have to say Memento and Requiem for a Dream are definitely up there with some of my favorite films, man. But then you got your classics, man, like Goodfellas. Is one of my favorites, man. The Godfather, definitely one of my favorites. The Departed. I love gangster flicks, man. They're good. Gangs of New York. Fantastic. Heat. Oh man, Heat's good. Casino is up there, dude. I love Casino. Let's see here. Moving on. That's enough about movies. But Vertigo, yeah, that'd be an interesting one, man. Google Plex Access singing the Bitcoin Please Go to Moon song. James Richard Jones says, so is your opinion that we're going below 3K? That's my opinion. I'm not going to trade it. 2015 Fractal is intact, man. You know what? I don't play fractals and I take correct setups, man. In my opinion, man, that's just my personal trading, man. if you play all the rules, you basically sit even. If you don't take risks, you don't make money. That's the point of the market. No, man, you take the correct statistical setup. So the correct statistical setup. Sorry, man, I don't want to demean you or make it sound like I think you're incorrect with what you're saying, but I just want to, my technical analysis and my approach to trading might be different. I was talking about going long from here. I took Ether instead of Bitcoin. So we took. Let's go ahead and hide that for right now. Again, if you guys can check the, DM anybody in our Discord, go look at my technical analysis in the Discord. We were long from 122.50 on Ether on Vimex. So we traded ONG USDT last night. We traded TRX USDT last night. We traded HOT USDT last night. We traded. Those are the ones that I just remember. I unfortunately have a small Zcash position that I'm not too proud of, but it is what it is. We were short on TRX H19 from 745. We're looking at, well, okay, so that's, I think that's enough. I think that's enough. We shorted XRP H19 a few nights ago. Got a couple percentages off that. Good trades, man. Good trades overall. Good trades. Let's see here. And some small losers for the week, man. Like, let's see here. Raven, we took a small loss on. CDT took a small loss on. Don't really like trading BTC pairings, but whatever. We will do them occasionally. That represents the part of my Binance stack that I am only interested in accumulating more Bitcoin with. It's about 15%. The other 15% sits in USDT. Is there to grow my USDT value. Not necessarily, I don't really care about the USDT value, but just overall to balance out the BTC portion of the portfolio. Yeah, so we definitely take risks, man. Yeah, you can't. Scared money don't make money, but stupid money definitely don't make money either. Is I guess my approach to it. Malaru says, I am super rich. You need money? No, I don't. But if you want to go ahead and donate $1,000, if you're super rich, donate $1,000 to everybody in the chat, man. I'd appreciate that. I don't need a dime. Oh, A Scanner Darkly is so good, man. But the book, so much better, man. Anything by Philip K. Dick is fantastic. In fact, I have, it's right over there on my nightstand, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? You're also a shit-coning degen. He is one of us. Welcome, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. Wasn't I short on Ripple? Yeah. For like a 1.24% movement, man. I can shift positions, man. In fact, one of our traders just posted last night a position on XRP. So just to make that clear, just because I'm short on something one day doesn't mean I've taken profit and moved positions, because I'm a trader, not an investor. So, for example, like, let me give you an example. So let's look at something like Ethereum. Let's say I took a long position here when my indicator tells me to buy potentially, right? I might sell here. I might sell here. I might sell over here. I might sell here. I might unfortunately sell down here. That sucks. If I were blindly trading my indicator, which you don't do, I might have shorted here and said, oh crap, I'm going to take a loss. Just all depends, man. Let's see here. So Ethereum, let's talk about Ethereum, man. Let's talk about Ethereum. Kind of the same thing. I think Bitcoin's going to lead the market. For Ethereum now, we haven't run into the most critical level of upside targets here. Again, we do have another upside target here at 156.50. But from those of you who obviously caught what I was trying to do, I'm going to go ahead. I've taken my profits from my long position right now, and I'm going to go ahead and be a rambler gambler. Again, we do have a couple downside targets right here. Let's see here. Mainly looking at Bitcoin leading the markets, it does seem like we're running into some significant resistance. I know that Ethereum is going to follow. I know that Bitcoin is likely to follow Ethereum. So it does seem like a logical aspect in the market to go ahead. And I'd like to counter some of my exposure and a few of my other long positions by having a hedge or at least a profitable trade. Ideally, both work out well. So. What am I looking at for Ethereum? A little bit of local topping action. The daily candle is an indecision doji. Can we go higher than here? Absolutely. Absolutely, we can. Again, the next critical level of upside targeting is 156.50. Significant support, significant resistance, excuse me, coming in at 162.45. Now, if we did take... Let's go to the weekly time frame right here. If we did want to take a wider view of this, then that would actually put, if you see where I have 156.50, the exact same concept here that I did with Bitcoin. Excuse me. The exact same concept with Bitcoin, as you can see here. We have the key level of weekly resistance and support right here, coming in at 162.45. That's the critical area for me on the chart. And I've taken the actual candle body basis of 156.50 as a potential upside target. Now, if you wanted to be more conservative than me, what you would actually do is establish this as a zone of resistance, 156.50, and look to front run that area. So that means you'd be looking to front run that area in the vicinity of like 150 to 153 potentially for upside profit taking. That's the weekly chart. So you always want to establish your critical levels of support and resistance on the higher time frame. So can this baby run up to 156.50? Absolutely. Are we running to an area where the risk to reward is kind of skewed? 7% to the upside. That's absolutely fine. Overall, lower highs. Things look good. Things look good. But be careful, man. Be careful. Again, the breakout of the consolidation. I mean, the chart on Ethereum was very clean, man. It was very clean. We put in this nice symmetrical triangle, nice accumulation pattern right there. We got the confirmed breakout. Again, I talked about all this stuff live on the stream, man. For me, 3-hour candle, opening and closing above resistance in the vicinity, and XBT did exactly the same thing, man. Let's go over and look at Bitcoin. I talked about this stuff live on stream, man. What did we see? So look, the best patterns that I like trading are pitchforks. Why? Because I think they're a clear representation of the market structure. Is this ugly? Yes. Is it symmetrical? Nope. Is price? Absolutely not. But this clearly told me what I needed to do, man. Manually draw pitchforks. Try that out. In fact, I have a video on drawing pitchforks if you guys are unfamiliar with that, man. So anyways, we are trading in this lower descending channel, just barting down, barting up, barting down, barting up, barting down, barting up. And over those days, you know what I said? I said, don't trade, man. I said, don't take an XBT position because I'm not. This is suicide, dude. Freaking suicide. It's all right for the 15-minute time frame. I mean, there was great trades here on the 15-minute time frame. If you're using something like a momentum oscillator or something of that nature, right? Lots of entries, exits, entries, exits, entries, exits, being very quick. That's fine. But when you're looking for the higher risk to reward, clearly you're looking to buy a breakout. Anyways, and do you see me making any whack-a-noodle measured moves? Absolutely not, dude. That stuff's for plebs. Let's go back over here. So we have a clear break, and we have a temporary break in market structure because we have this midline line, right? Okay, we have the midline. And we have a close. Is that a convincing close above? No, it's automatically rejected, right? Not able to close above, not able to close above. Resistance, resistance, resistance. What do we see here? Oh, look at that. We have a close above and an open and close above, and not immediate resistance. Oh, my dear Lord Jesus, what is going on? And then this candle right here was technically an open and close above the top line. Oh, pullbacks are now for buying. Buy pullbacks, buy pullbacks. Up, confirm breakout on this candle right here, because now we open and close. And it's time to put the moon boots on, man, and we run up. Hit first level of higher time frame resistance, take profit. Hit second level of higher time frame resistance, take profit. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with my analysis of Bitcoin right now. So again, we saw those exact same things occurring with Ethereum, and I do potentially at times. I prefer to trade Ethereum. Why? Because this pattern was this is just much cleaner, guys. Much cleaner, much nice, beautiful, symmetrical pattern. Confirmed breakout to the upside right here. Plenty of opportunity to enter. We talked about this horizontal line on the chart that needed to get broken. You could have potentially entered on this candle when we open and close above. You did get a nice opportunity for a pullback. Breaks resistance, breaks the horizontal, pulls back to test the horizontal. That's when you buy, and it's off to the moon, guys. That is just a beautiful, classic breakout pattern. And you don't see those all the time. It's just when you see them, when you see them, you take them, man. That's the setup. Beautiful, gorgeous. All right. So yeah, guys, and now a little bit of a break in market structure, man. Here's what's going to happen here, in my humble opinion: consolidation or slight rejection down to retest support. The levels that I'm going to keep my eye on down for a short trade, looking for initial targets of 141.70, 138.60. The key levels of support that need to hold for me are going to be 137.55, 128.90. Below that, getting down below 128.90. And really, I start to get concerned below 137.55. But it's okay. I mean, we can have an extensive pullback. That's fine. As long as we consolidate at a higher level. Just the same with Bitcoin, man. Unfortunately, with Ethereum, we don't have the diagonal to go off of. So if we just ignore the trading lines on my chart, just keep in mind that the only important levels on the chart are not going to be these cyan lines right here, and not going to be the red and the purple. The red just represents my average entry. Watched the paint dry on this thing all night last night with my group, getting a good entry. Kind of wobbling around on it and just kind of readjusting and getting all positioned well. But it paid out. It paid out. It worked out well. For now, good with it, man. Okay, consolidation or a pullback is what I would like to see at this level, and I'm going to go ahead and take that trade. Okay, so we've done Bitcoin and Ethereum, and of course we're an hour into the show. We got a lot of requests, guys. Anyone know about Cryptopia? You're screwed, dude. Sorry, man. I don't mean that in a bad way, but just the reality of the situation is Cryptopia has. I would never touch Cryptopia again. There is nothing that Cryptopia could do. And again, I have never traded on Cryptopia. I've never traded. I made a KuCoin account once. I don't know why. I think it was because I don't even know why. But I did make a KuCoin account once. Never traded on it. I traded on Hit BTC a few times because I arbitraged from Binance to Hit BTC, especially Bitcoin Gold. I made 30% off Bitcoin Gold. Whoa. Holy jeez. That was back last year. It looks like everything you're using is from the 3-hour chart, but what did you say you used the 8-hour for? Just a little bit of higher level confirmation, man. So my particular indicator, for example, uses the 8-hour for bar repainting. So as you can see right here, I'm looking at the 8-hour trend. Look, ooh, TradingView did some changes, man. That's what that update was. Interesting. I don't really like it, but it's okay. It does look a little prettier. So you can see that I color my bars based on trend, and I use a different Heikinashi time frame, so 480. So I'm looking at the Heikinashi trend with regular price action, because obviously if we go ahead and disable this, look at this, and just look at Heikinashi, which is how I think you should be looking at trending environments, you can see that Heikinashi does not represent accurate price. Highs and lows are not quite correct. Because Heikinashi takes open, high, low, close divided by 4. OHLC 4. So, yes. But, trading Heikinashi is pretty good, man. When the daily Heikinashi turns green, guess what? Looking to go long. When the daily Heikinashi turns red, looking to go short. It's just following with the trend, man. So the 8 hour is going to make it a little bit more responsive for you, because the daily, obviously the higher time frame that you go to, it's going to give you more sustained movements generally, but it's also going to lag behind, man. Sorry, I feel like I'm in a snarky mood today, man. I apologize, man. It's not like I don't want you to take that in a personal way. I don't want to do an Alex Jones here and constantly apologize, for being an asshat. I just feel good today, man. I've got. Feel good. The juices are flowing, man. Had a great night last night trading, man. Those USDT pairs just did exactly what I wanted them to do. It's just a good day, man. Just a good morning. It's a good morning. So for me, I establish. Let's get off Heikinashi and let's do time transfer. For me, I establish key levels of support and resistance on the weekly time frame. Refine them on the daily, look at the 8 hour for overall trend and just overall refinement. But generally, I do most of my trading on the 3 hour chart, man. And then I go down to the 15-minute chart for entry and exit. I think the reason that a lot of people fail is because they're married to like the 4 hour chart and they don't know how to switch back and forth and look for confluence and confirmation. It is helpful, man. Like, for example, like overall, like if I've got a daily sell signal, but the 3 hours telling me maybe to buy, I'm like, let me just wait for, the daily's telling me to sell. Let me wait for a pullback to a higher level. Let me wait for a little bit of a retracement. And then you go down to the 15-minute you know, as long as you're using your 3-hour levels. Like I usually will draw trend lines, for example, on the 3-hour chart. You can go down to your 15-minute chart and make sure, okay, look, we're coming up to that 3-hour level, and good reaction. Boom, go. Go, 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 go. Okay, so we got a lot of questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and death threats. Let's go to Dr. Faz, man. From here, what does DataMish and VCDepth.io tell us with regards to Bitcoin? Let's go check it out, man. But you know what? It is 1 o'clock. We've been doing this live for about an hour, guys. How about you guys give me just 2 minutes? Let me go let me go refresh my water. When we come back, we'll look at some requests, guys. So if you want to throw the if you want to throw some requests into the chat, I'll be happy to take those. Maybe Scott or somebody can curate those, so I won't forget them, man. Hey, Magnus Söderberg, what's going on, man? Good to see you, Legion, bro. Thank you so much, moderator in our community, man. All right, let me peace out for just a second. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys, and we'll do requests and we'll look at some informational data metrics, guys. Be right back. Right. Hey guys, thanks for sticking in there, and we're back, guys. All right. So let us go over here and take a look at VCDepth.io. Let us do that, man. We'll start with Bitcoin. We'll look at Bitcoin real quick. I think I'm going to skip DataMish because I'm not an expert in DataMish. Not something that I use a lot. Excuse me. What does VCDepth.io tell us about Bitcoin? Well, it tells us that currently right now, the shorts, if we zoom in here, if we look at the weekly right here, let's see what we can see here. We have a nice spike up in buying. So more buys than sells in the order books averaged across exchanges. What I do like to see is, here's what really excites me, honestly, when I'm looking at VCDepth.io, and I think this is the most important thing, is overall rising interest. We have a big stab down in rising in open interest. So what you want to see ideally, regardless of which direction the market's going to move, is more buys and sells coming onto the order book. The more buys and sells there are, the more interested buyers. That's rising open interest, meaning that there's going to be volatility. And what does volatility imply? That you have profitable trades on the table. That's kind of your first qualification for, do I want to trade something? Is there a lot of volatility in this particular asset? Because if there's not a lot of volatility, you're going to be sitting there watching the paint dry, hoping that you're in the right position. There's going to be wicks to the upside and wicks to the downside, and you're going to be like, why did I do this? Why did I get in this position? You're most likely to get stopped out. When there's nice volatility, when there's rising open interest, then things tend to work right well. So we've seen some nice rising open interest, some increasing in the order books over the last week since the 15th, which has been beautiful to see. Regardless of which position that you wanted to take, to the upside or the downside, that nice ascending open interest is good to see. That means there's more interest in buying Bitcoin. Now, if you're just trading this as is, the market depth ratio is currently negative, meaning that, and if we look at the order book right here, overall, this is the order book for all Bitcoin markets, including BitMEX, which is kind of nice to see now that they've evened this out. In fact, them adding BitMEX to this has kind of made the order books a little bit more representative. One thing that I liked before they added MEX was, what's interesting is it seems like, do I need to refresh this? Because I know they added MEX, but did they remove it? Because it seems like I don't see BitMEX. It seems like they don't have BitMEX on here anymore. So perhaps they felt that skewed the market depth ratio. Because here's the problem, man. The reason why you do want to look at your analysis on something like spot price, for example, especially when you're looking at the order books, is that with BitMEX, you can have irrational traders who are taking on unnecessary leveraged positions, impacting and in essence spoofing the order book. So you can have somebody with $10,000 throwing $250,000, $500,000 positions down on the order book, regardless of whether they're going to be liquidated very quickly. It just means that the order book and the depth ratio on BitMEX is going to be highly kind of untradeable, just because of the nature of what BitMEX is. But when you're looking at things like Kraken and Bitstamp and Binance, you actually have to have that money in play. That's why overall, I do prefer looking at those exchanges where you actually do have to have the money to put on the position. BitMEX is gone. That's why we have the step down. Yep. Kind of what I discerned here just looking through this. So that's actually good to see. I prefer looking at just the exchanges. Of course, we still have OakX on there, so, but I do prefer looking at the depth ratio on exchanges that are just going to be, basically, you have to have the money to put on the position. If you don't have the money, and that's going to be a good filter, man. That's going to be a good filter for just as I was speaking about irrational positions versus actionable trading. So we do have just over the last let's say here. So over the last 24 hours, I'd say, the market depth ratio turning bearish and open interest in buying significantly dropping off here. So we have a nice big spike up in buying. This occurs on the 19th, right around 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's see here. 19th, 6 o'clock in the morning. So let's go. I'm not going to pull it up, but just for the purposes of looking at the market depth ratio, I'm going to look over here. We'll see if this does confirm. Yep, so 6 o'clock. Let's go. I'm just going to point it out on the chart here real quick. Here's BitMEX. What do we see at 6 o'clock in the morning? We see this candle right here. We see this candle right here. We see a very big spike in buying right here. This probably represents, now this can represent two things because we don't have confirmation, man. But this would ideally be, as I just talked about, a potential swing failure pattern where we do print a slightly higher high. This is classically an area where you get a lot of trapped buyers. You have a lot of people attempting to buy that haven't bought yet, that have been sitting on the sidelines, that did not take the technical setup, that are irrational traders. They are attempting to buy because they think price is going to the moon. They get in there and they just run into an absolute wall, provides liquidity to those who want to sell. And it does seem like if we look at the market depth ratio, it does seem to back that up because we have a big spike in buying, it gets immediately sold into, and then interest in buying sells off while we have a steady increase in selling pressure. So blindly trading the MDR is probably not in your best interest, but this does give you some good direction, especially as you can see. Now, if you saw sustained follow through with the MDR, like, when the buying is growing quite nice and healthily here, generally good indications for you to be putting on your positions. But then when you see the selling pressure overtake the buying pressure, generally when you want to be looking for your exit strategy. All right, so that's all for VCDepth.io. We will take a quick look. That's going to represent the bid-ask sum as well, so we won't look at that. We will, however, look at margin trading sentiment. So let's go ahead and take off short positions and long positions. I just want to look at bull-bear income. Bull-bear income right here. Again, the way to properly interpret this chart, if we go ahead and go back in time a little bit, just go back in time a little bit. Let's actually stretch this out. What do we got? The 7-day. Good. That's kind of what I want to see here. Pull this back. Pull this back. Good. Here. So as we can see right here, when we have a spike in bull income right here, when long positions are in profit, what happens represents an excellent time to exit the market. Right here, actually, if I zoomed in a little bit more, you would see a spike in bear income right here. It depends on the resolution that you're looking at this on. We do see a spike in bear income actually at this level, but because so let's actually tighten this up a little bit. But anyways, we do see a little bit of a spike in bear income right here. The market does reverse. And then our last local top, when we were at 3,700 before the market declined, back down to find support at 3,400, we had bulls in profitable long positions. When you're in a profitable long position or in a profitable short position, in this type of market environment, you often have your finger on the trigger looking to take profit. And as we can see, that is an excellent time to sell when we do see the longs in profitable positions. So let's fast forward to what we got going on right now. And what do we see? We see bulls in extremely profitable positions, man. We have, slight profit here around $3,600, $3,700 area, and then a big spike up, big spike in bull profitability. Is this an indicator to blindly sell into? No, but it is just good confluence when you're looking for, oh man, the longs are in pretty profitable positions. I don't know. You combine that with the market depth ratio, the fact that you've just seen a drop off in the amount of buying. You saw on the charts the technical setup of a big spike up, not a big spike up, but a spike up, a swing failure pattern, and little follow through. These things are indications, as well as running into that higher time frame resistance level. We are now in the bearish order block. We are in the weekly bearish order block. All these things represent to me, be cautious, man. Be cautious. Look to take profits on your long positions. Tighten up your stops. You don't have to blindly sell into a short, but on overall, it's saying the market is telling you right now, be careful, man. Okay, so hey, Freeman's Cryptoverse, what's going on? Good buying positions for Bitcoin and Ethereum at Binance. Not sure what you mean, man. But thank you for the, thank you, man. BitCoach Marshall, hey, thanks so much, man. I highly appreciate that. Texas Blue says, hey, Justin, coins like XLM typically pump last, i.e. when Bitcoin, Ethereum consolidate. Thanks, bro. Yeah, man. Yes, I would tend to agree with you. I think that XLM actually does have the potential, just looking at the technical setup, man. Looking at the technical setup here. Get rid of that. I have been watching XLM USDT, man. I was watching XLM USDT last night. And again, we're running into that area where I don't want to be jumping into a long position. So now I just want to be careful because we've had a nice 20% movement off the bottom here. And what are we running into? We're running into resistance. We are running into resistance. We are running into the resistance zone. As you can see very clearly, man, when you look at higher time frames and you look at critical levels, as you can see on the daily time frame, we came up into the resistance block and pulled back from it. Now, does this not mean that XLM can have a nice run here? Absolutely does not. Just remember, we've already had a 20% run. We put in a bottom on high volatility, high momentum, nice indecision doji candle at the bottom. We get a buy signal on the daily right here. We pull up. We form a higher low. We have a little bit of divergence, but look at this: no unnatural volume until right here. Now, ideally, when we see unnatural volume, when we see high volatility coming into resistance, that to me is generally an indication to sell because it means that potentially you have whatever direction the trend is going, you have a sudden spike in volume, and that can often represent a local top. Generally does. So yeah, this first area of unnatural volume, if I relax the settings here a little bit, most likely I would get unnatural volume on these bottoms, but that's kind of one of the problems of looking for a filter here, so that you can filter out false signals. Obviously, I believe the last trade that we took on XLM USDT was in this region right here. We did get the buy signal, and then we ended up buying on the confirmed reversal right here. So what is this? This is my XLM USDT chart. Basically, the idea that I have in my mind right here is that we're in the resistance block right here. The only play right now is to look for a bullish reaction. And you can also see that we have the daily descending trend line as well. Look where we came right up to. Bam, hit it. In the zone, in the weekly resistance horizontal bearish area. So the only play right now, in my humble opinion, is to buy the breakout of these levels. If we consolidate in this level and then on a lower time frame, I see signs of a breakout, then cool. I'll be willing to play XLM USDT again. Obviously, we do, when we're just looking at a breakout like that, we're looking to take profits at previous swing highs. So, of course, we have 10 cents, 11 cents, 12 cents, 13 cents, just to round them down, but you can see them very clearly delineated here on the XLM USDT chart. The next level that we would likely see pullback and consolidation would be at that, would be around 0.87 cents. So I'd be keeping my eye on there. I have alerts set for this level and alerts set for this level. And I'll pretty much take whichever way we go. If we do get that nice diagonal breakout, which is going to be confluent with horizontal breakout as well, then I'll be pretty excited for XLM and feel that we can run a little bit. XLM has some serious upside potential here, guys. Do I want to buy right now? Am I overly excited to buy right now? No, I'm really not. Putting in that nice unnatural volume, going down to the 8-hour chart, we are seeing time transformation is printing purple, meaning that, hey, listen here, buddy, maybe you should pay attention for a sell. No confirmed. We are in overbought territory, as you can see right here. So once the Fisher crosses under, that would be a confirmed pullback. And again, I'd just be looking at those levels of 87 cents. The next level that you could potentially be looking for a pullback is down here at 87 cents, but 0.087 cents, and 0.083 would be the likely pullback areas if we're going to maintain the bullish momentum, or you wait for the confirmed breakout, man. You wait for the confirmed breakout. Going to the 3-hour on XLM USDT. Looks like we're trying, man. Putting in that nice, not a swing failure pattern. Putting in that reversal candle right here, that inverted hammer, the inverted hammer candle. Sorry, pardon me, excuse me. But again, it looks like we are getting a nice little bit of a bullish reaction, but just not an area where I want to be buying into, man. I will wait and be patient for the breakout. Why? Because buying right here with the potential to get faded after a nice 20% run makes me very tentative, man. Makes me very tentative because you come into an area of where do you set your stop loss, where do you manage your risk? Because I don't long into resistance, man. If resistance is broken convincingly, and we're trading up here at about 0.94 cents, and we're continuing to move up. Okay, that's an area where I'll potentially look to enter. Ideally, I'd like to see consolidation in this range right here. I'd like to see consolidation in between 0.091 and 0.094. That would indicate to me consolidation at a higher level, and I'd be looking for lower time frame oversold conditions that are above support at that level, because then 0.091 would become support. So those are my qualifications for entering XLM USDT. Dun, 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 dun. 15-minute chart on XLM USDT. Yeah, man. Not oversold yet on the 15-minute chart, but as long as we continue to get rejected from the resistance line, and as long as we're pretty much under here as well, without this consolidation. See, the consolidation needs to happen up here, man. The consolidation needs to happen up here. And then potentially we can look to enter. 15-minute would have given you the nice buy signal right now, and you'd be up about almost 2% right now. I'd probably this is where I'd be taking profit, reducing risk. What about Bitcoin bull bear income for 3 months? Obviously bears are in higher profit. What I think when we're talking about the bull bear income, the longer that you look at it, I think that the more it averages out, and I think the less tradable it becomes. If you just look at the weekly and look at your, if you just zoom in your resolution, I think you're going to get more tradable behavior. See here, guys. Oh, Freeman's Cryptoverse says, missed to buy back crypto, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, so not sure when to jump in. Oh, thank you, man. Hey, no problem, man. Yeah, like I said over the first hour, man, not areas where I'm interested in putting on positions to the upside for Bitcoin and ETH. And I would either wait for a pullback, just my personal opinion. I'd either wait for a pullback or wait to buy the next breakout. So, somebody had asked about XRP. So we will look at XRP. The daily chart on MEX does not give us a whole lot of direction, but just looking at important levels, obviously XRP did a nice little thing last night, 6% spike. I think that this will most likely have a little bit more follow through. Going down to the 8-hour time frame, we do have a pullback right now and bullish reaction off what I would consider the pivot point, the turning zone right here, where you have support, it's broken through, acts as resistance, break above on a very volatile movement. Now, typically you don't want to buy into a big wick like this. You don't want to chase a parabolic movement. So obviously the 8-hour gave you a buy signal right here, gave you buy signals here, opportunities to exit. But unnatural volume here on this big spike upwards. We run the risk of this moving lower. But again, what I would be keeping my eye on is, do we get a little bit of consolidation at this 85.50 level? Because we're getting an initial bullish reaction off of it. I just don't know if it's strong enough because there's a lot of selling pressure right now. We're not really getting the reaction that we'd like to see. But if we go down to the lower time frames, we do see a little bit of a stronger reaction. We'll just see if it's enough to propel us upwards now. We'll see if this is going to be the nice SR flip that we'd like to see. So, I mean, this is the level to be keeping your eye on, 85.50, if you're just doing your TA on the MEX price. Overall, if we go to, okay, cool. So this is exactly the window that I want to be in. So let's go to Zerpcoin. Let's look at Zerpcoin. Going to the weekly time frame, we can see what we got going on here. Weekly time frame for Bitcoin. Obviously, my higher upside target for a long position is going to be 0.0014219. That's where I'd like to see. Why? Just based off, there's a couple levels of confluence there. Volume profile, the reality that we came down and hit the 786 off the entire bull movement, and we reversed off of there. Generally, when you purchase the 786, you target the 382. If you purchase the 618, you target the 236. That's basic Fibonacci pullback strategy. Bots and algos are designed to trade around that mechanism. Don't mind that descending trend line. That's a lower descending trend line time frame. If we wanted to set up a higher time frame descending trend line, it would look something like this. When you're looking for the weekly breakout, you can take the breakout above that. So that gives us a nice key horizontal level as well. Not as critical, I think, but could be important. It's the 618 Fibonacci retracement. You can see where it's essentially acted as support, resistance here, support here, resistance here. So you could plot that on your chart if you want to. It's also a liquidity zone. It's also a liquidity zone in the past. So let's actually take note of that level. Oh, and I already have it on the chart here. I already do have it on the chart. Okay, cool. So yes, so that's the reactionary line. That's the reactionary line. And basically what that, so since it's purple, or excuse me, light pink, heart pink on my chart, what that represents is an invalidation zone, meaning that currently, overall, on the higher time frames, Zerp does look like a short position. Zerp does look like it potentially will come down to 74.88 or 63.82, but that idea is invalidated essentially at 85.50. That same level that I was talking about on MEX price when we come over here and look at spot price. So getting well above the 85.50 level would seem to me to posit a reclamation of this invalidation zone and potentially a movement back up to resistance. But we're going to have to go look at lower time frames for actual take profit targets. Again, you can be a little bit more speculative looking here. We do have the 618 and the descending trend line having some nice confluence actually at 88.02. So if you wanted to be a little bit more conservative, you could wait for the breakout of that level when you're looking for a Zerp price. Now, overall, I do want to be bullish on Zerp, but I do just have to trade. The way that the chart looks at this particular moment in time. So, and that is no confirmation yet. Essentially, we're not trending strongly to the upside. We're not really getting potentially. I'll be keeping my eye on this. So let's be logically consistent. Potentially getting a weekly Fisher crossover here to the upside. And again, nice bullish reaction, man. Nice bullish reaction off the bottom. So, 3-day buy signal. Not bad to see. Looking at the 24-hour time frame, what do? We pumped up, kind of retested. In the vicinity of that descending trend line. I'd really like to see us get above that because we have not been able to. And again, just looking at that horizontal right here, pretty good confluence there. Support here, again, resistance here as we talked about. So either you can use the invalidation zone right here. If you're being aggressive, the invalidation zone coming in at 85.50 or more conservative 88.02. And then of course you're looking for, I don't want to do this willy-nilly, but you would be looking for profit here. You'd be looking for profit here, or you run into resistance, and then you're re-entering on the confirmed breakout of resistance, and then you're basically at that point you're essentially in a blue sky breakout if you open and close the daily above 99.31, and then yeah, you're on your way to, in my opinion, you're on your way slowly but surely to 0.0014. Seems like the only logical course of action for me. But just be careful, guys. Just be careful. You can see that we have a lower time frame if we go down to the 8-hour chart. We have a lower time frame resistance trend line right here. Now the 8-hour is opening and closing above it. We are butting up against that resistance trend line right there. So again, if you're being aggressive, you are potentially looking at this around this zone as a potential entry. Right at this point in time, if you're entering aggressively now, I would add that take profit level as well to protect yourself. If you want better confirmation, you're waiting for the daily to close within this level. But not bad, not bad, not bad. 3-hour time frame. What do you see here? You see kind of the same thing that we see on the MEX chart that we were just pointing out. You see a nice volatile spike up, a pullback down to attempt to reclaim the resistance level that was broke. So here we go. We have the resistance trend line on the 3-hour chart. We have nice consolidation right above it, a break above, a pullback. If this level gets reclaimed again, you could aggressively enter into Zerp BTC. Let's go over and take a look at Zerp USDT. Very nice bullish movements off Zerp USDT. Let's start off on the weekly. Zerp USDT, very nice aggressive movements off Zerp USDT. You can see the take profit level that was hit right last night. On my analysis, did not personally take this trade myself, but it's analysis that's posted in the channel. This was a take profit level. This is the invalidation zone. Again, getting a nice open and close above this level does posit you in for bullish momentum to the upside. You do have your initial resistance coming in at 37 cents. On the weekly time frame. Not a lot of weekly structures here to plot out. So this is the more speculative asset pairing that I would talk about here when we're talking about Zerp USDT, just because of the lack of overall market data as opposed to the Bitcoin pairing. Going down to the 3-day, let's see here. 3-day quite similar, not a lot of higher time frame structures. Really, the daily is going to be our saving grace for looking at this. So we do have the invalidation zone coming in at 32.8 cents, which we are now trading and trending above on the daily time frame. We already hit that initial take profit target that I had talked about at 34 cents. I think I drew this on the stream the other day. So now at this point, if you are in a long position where you're looking to take profit, I would we zoom out, get a nice reference here. I would definitely want to be front running weekly resistance. So this zone right here, potentially taking profit at 36.8 cents would be your next take profit target. Getting down below your invalidation zone at 32.8 cents is where you would want to be out of the trade, where I'd want to be managing risk at this point in time. Of course, we'll go down to the lower time frames when we're talking about a potential trade. And then you definitely want to be out of the market before resistance, and then you can, again, rebuy the breakout of 37 cents. And once and if that happens, we can look at higher time frames on that level. Going down to the 8-hour chart. What do we see here? The break above the invalidation zone, which could potentially be considered resistance at this point in time, but I considered it more appropriately an invalidation point for bearish activity. Nice bullish reaction and natural volume in the 8-hour, telling us to pay attention for a sell. So looking for and getting the 8-hour crossover potentially. Now it's not confirmed. We have to wait for the candle close for the sell signal, but looking for that little bit of higher consolidation as we talked about on the higher patterns. 3-hour time frame, bearish divergence, as we can see here, higher high on price action, lower high on the oscillator. So yeah, after a nice, what do we get here? Nice 11, 12% run. What we ideally like to see here is consolidation in this zone in between take profit 1 and the invalidation zone. If you wanted to be more speculative, I think you're waiting for your oscillators to come down here a little bit more to the neutral zone. And you can, by all rights, be either managing risk at this level. If you're still in the trade, this is where my trailing stop would be, somewhere in this vicinity right here. Getting a 3-hour close below this level, you definitely, I think, would want to be out of the trade for whatever metric you would have taken to buy the breakout. But yeah, this doesn't look too bad, man. This doesn't look too bad. I'm not going to lie. If we can consolidate and hold this higher level, again, this is this SR flip coming in at 32.8 cents. I think if we can hold this level, then we can, by all rights, logically, look for that higher take profit level. If we do hold this level quite nicely and get that nice bounce off, then it seems logical to me that we would be managing risk right here at 31.7 cents. And the R on that is quite nice if we're looking speculatively at this area around 32.8 cents, or really anywhere in this consolidation zone. So I would like to see a little bit of consolidation. Now, I'm not going to lie. Going down to the 15-minute chart. Did look like a potential 3-hour bull flag. Got a nice flaggish pattern. So if you wanted to be, if this is going to be your day trade for the day, you're waiting for that 15-minute close above there, looking to scalp profits at 34.69, 34.46, excuse me, and then you're holding on for that higher target, man. Higher time frame trading, swing trading, you are looking for that higher level of consolidation in between these two zones. Oh. Yeah, we'll take a look at, I was looking at ICX, man. Thanks, Ryan Atkinson. I highly appreciate it, man. Am I correct in my observation? It seems you are taking about 5% profits for most trades. I don't know that. I don't think that would be quite accurate. You know, every trade is different, man. I just look to take profits depending on whether it's a trending trade, whether it's a scalp trade. I think that your take profits and stop losses should always have relevance to the structures on the chart. Yeah, we'll look at BNB, guys. Not a problem. Yeah, I'll respond, man. You know, it's cool, man. I'm not exactly sure if the comments are directed toward me. It's totally cool, man. You know, I take a lot of flack, you know, coming on here and doing my thing. I just please, I would just ask, please, you know, please try to keep the chat room, the live chat accessible for everybody, man. I'm pretty cool with people coming on and telling me I'm stupid. Totally fine with that, man. But please do not target other people in the chat room. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. If your opinion is that I am a stupid, I'm cool with that, man. Okay, BNB. All right, so we talked about BNB the other day, man. We talked about BNB the other day. Well, we looked at BNB BTC. So, let's see what analysis has changed that. There's the daily. Last time we talked about BNB. Last time we talked about BNB, exactly what I said, guys. Symmetrical pattern. I did not necessarily, and I was not, I did not feel the need to do any position on BNB. I kind of stopped watching BNB, honestly. Not going to lie. Whether that makes me crazy or not. I don't necessarily, but it's bullish, man. It looks really good, man. Let's do a little bit more here. So we'll focus on BNB USDT because I'm not necessarily interested in trading these other pairings, man. Yeah, there's, let's look at the weekly, sorry. BNB USDT, it's not a blue sky breakout. A blue sky breakout would be here. If we're above here, that's a blue sky breakout. Blue sky breakout means there's nothing above you. There's nothing above you. That's a blue sky breakout. So let's do this. Let's do the BNB chart live on air and try to bring some rationality to all of this. You guys will see how I approach the chart, man. Alex Valiv says, thank you so much, man. Or sorry, he doesn't say that, but thank you so much, man, for the $2 donation, man. I highly appreciate it. Says, ETH possible bull pennant on the 15-minute and the 45-minute chart. Gander real quick. So if you're doing 15-minute breakout strategy, we've got that. What honestly is for me, my average entry at 147. But just being logically consistent, guys, if you wanted to look to break this to the upside, you're looking for the 15-minute close above that level. Little pullover. We are not overbought as we're approaching resistance, which is typically a good sign that you want to see, man. So we shall see. I am totally fine with flipping positions live on air, man. Totally fine with that. Yeah, we do seem to see that is a nice bullish formation, man. Very similar to what we saw down here on a lower time frame. Is Justin going to be wrong? Will he have to move from his short position to a long position? Stay tuned, guys. Going back to BNB USDT, man. Yeah, of course it's clickbait, climate tech. Come on, dude. This is YouTube. Sorry, guys, for the clickbait, but yeah, it is what it is. It worked. Okay, so when we're looking at critical higher time frame levels of support and resistance, what are the levels that stand out on the chart? Probably the easiest way to do this is you just roll your mouse along, man, and you look, at every level. Typically, you're looking for, you're looking for your tops and bottoms. Did the market reverse here? No. Did the market reverse here? Well, clearly it reversed here. So what does this represent? This represents significant resistance. Obviously, that is going to be considered the top of the market. All right, coming back down, the market bottomed here. Has this been a significant turning point in the market before? Yes, it did act as, let's see here. It acted as support. It acted as support. It acted as support. And it was a pullback level for the break of that level. So this is important and is now local support. Okay, that is now local support. Important local. We have resistance right here. We had resistance here. We had a pullback to test it as support here. It was support here. It was support here. It was resistance here. It was resistance here. And that is the area that we are testing right now. So let's see if does this accurately represent the area best? Or does this? And yes, this is the subjective part of drawing this stuff. I'm just trying to be as logically consistent as I can. Do the best that I can. So it seems like the debate would be this level. I think this is going to honestly be the best representation, if I'm being logically consistent. Sorry, that's not the level I meant to draw. The level that I meant to draw was that one. Just be logically consistent. So this represents currently resistance. Sorry, that's higher time frame resistance. Stop it. Higher time frame resistance. Getting above this, we don't really have those same structures, so we can just look to take profits at previous swing highs. The correct way to do it. And here. All right, cool. Gonna have quite a bit, really nothing in between us until significant resistance. Let's throw on volume profile, see if that seems to match us up. Let's see here. Yep, volume profile would tend to agree that we have done what we have done is traveled through a low volume node. That we don't have significant resistance until this level is actually what VPVR would seem to tell us. So let's refine that a little bit now that we can use VPVR to refine our level slightly. Because what we want to do is ideally front run the high volume node. So that would posit that level now. So we can refine it using another indicator going to give us more data. So now we can see that we do have a low volume node all the way up to $11.84. So cool to see. Good to see. That is significant resistance. Why? Because we broke above significant resistance here. As you can see, you had the breakdown zone. You had consolidation right here where price did stall out, broke through it very nicely. We are traveling through a low volume node. As I've talked about when using the volume profile, low volume nodes are train tracks. Price likes to zoom to the train tracks. And high volume nodes represent train stations, where generally price likes to hang out and do stuff, get washed up, invite new buyers, sell off old coins, man. We do stuff at train stations. We take selfies. We do all kinds of stuff. All right, anyway, so let's see what happens at $11.80. All right, so we've made a roadmap. We've made a roadmap on the weekly time frame. Obviously, we can go ahead and denote if we want to. Support down here. It kind of seems like it's a no-brainer, but just sometimes it helps to throw it on the chart. Okay, now we can go to the daily and see if we need to make, and we've already refined that level on the weekly time frame. Now we can zoom out if we want and refine this level more fully on the daily time frame. Just look at the whole market structure. Does it seem to make sense? Okay, good. Does this first take profit level make sense? Yes, it's the beginning of the low volume node liquidity grab, and then we have another take profit zone in a low volume node, an area where price is likely to jet through. So we do want to be taking profits on big wicks, and it's also front running significant resistance. We could, if we wanted to be funny, obviously at some point in time, set a take profit up here. But since we don't have any structures to go off of in the market, above this level, you're just using a trailing stop. You're just using a trailing stop, and you're looking to reevaluate at 2045, in my humble opinion. All right, cool. So now we can throw a volume profile off because we want as few distractions as possible when we're looking at our chart. Okay, man. So just being quite honest with you, man, You've got about you've got another 7.5% to potentially buy into BNB USDT before we run into significant resistance. Getting above that level, then you are looking for a breakout of $11.84. You're looking for consolidation directly beneath, directly above. Excuse me. And then you have upside targets of $14.88, $16.59. Seems pretty clear to me. Now, here's the problem, guys. Do you want to buy now, or are you just happy that you bought BNB down here? To be quite honest with you, does not represent an area where I'm interested in buying. I don't. It is not generally advisable to buy into parabolic movements. Yes, sure. Could this thing keep running? Absolutely. But let's talk about this like you have money in the market and like you're not just randomly buying into stuff that just booms up. Hey, do you remember all those times you bought into something that was just mooning? How'd that work out for you? Now, I'm not saying that buying around here would have been a bad idea. And perhaps I slept on BNB, whatever. I've been kind of busy with other things, but it's cool, man. BNB's been fantastic, man. And I got BNB in my Binance account. What do you think reduces my trading fees? Whatever. Anyways, moving on. But buying into a parabolic movement like this right now at this point in time, not good, man. You're just holding on to your profits, dude. You had nice consolidation down here. You held a critical level of support, and now you boomed up, man. Looks good, dude. You're using a trailing stop at this level. My trailing stop would probably be at $9.47, or that's where I would have put it on at, depending on where you bought. But now, I mean, you're up 15%. If you're not throwing on a trailing stop, 3commas.io, if you're not throwing on a trailing stop at this point in time and you're up 14, 15% as a trader. Now, if you're an investor and you have a longer time frame and you think this baby is going to $30 and you don't care, cool, man. That's your preference, your possibility. But as a trader looking to this, I would never buy into a parabolic movement like this. I would have bought potentially into something like this, but I would never buy into a parabolic movement like that. The risk is just too high. Because you're looking at, in my opinion, you're looking at a 7 to 8% trade, and you're looking at a stop loss of 13%. Thank you. There are other opportunities. There are other coins, dude. There are other coins that haven't done the movement that BNB has done yet. So the only advice that the only way that I can look at this is consolidation and a breakout above $11.84. Sure, that seems to represent a pretty good bullish movement into $14 and $16.59. But I just want to make sure that listen. Look at this run. Look at this run. We haven't consolidated. This is a little bit of daily consolidations. This was a potential buy, a nice bull flag on BNB. But I want to see some consolidation at a higher level. I'd like to see some consolidation at a higher level and fully reclaim these areas. Now, overall, I feel pretty bullish about BNB, man. Binance is a good exchange. I don't feel like it's going anywhere. Overall, if you want to approach this from an investment standpoint, which is not how I approach things, so always take that with a grain of salt. But if you're looking for a trade, I wouldn't buy now. Plenty of opportunities to have already done that. Wait for a good opportunity, man. What are pullback areas now? SR flip right there. So there you go. $9.39 would represent a likely pullback zone. After a parabolic move like that, really you're just waiting to buy into a further breakout. And if you're in, man, congratulations to all the BNB USDT hodlers right now, man. You guys are doing fantastic, dude. Great trade. Jasper. Well, I'm glad we've got those permables in here. We need somebody to sell it to, right? Three commas does have, well, it's not, they do have bots on there, but I use three commas just to do OCO orders on Binance. One cancels another. So you can set a trailing stop, a stop loss, a take profit simultaneously, which Binance does not natively support because they like stop loss trading fees. Suesi Simon says, I am in BNB, but unfortunately sold 75% at $9.60. There's no unfortunately about it, man. I'll tell you what, as a trader, it took me a long time to realize that, guess what, guys? How do I put this, man? How do I put this? Maybe if I explain it like this, or just the way that the way that I approach investing in trading and money management is like this. Okay. You never look at the chart with regret. You never look at a trade with regret. The only way that you look at the chart negatively is to evaluate your trading strategy or your money management skills and say that, you know what, I've been doing this for a few months and I've kept accurate records right here. Here's my trade journal. Let me look at it. And it seems like I'm losing more money than I'm making. But I've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I know that since I've been doing the same thing over and over again, I now have a reliable statistical data set to be able to accurately look at and try to figure out, what did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? What can I adjust in my strategy to make me more profitable? Is my, can I adjust how I take profit? Can I adjust how I do stop losses? Am I trading on the wrong exchange? Am I using too large of a position size? Is my risk management wrong? Is my entry and exit strategy incorrect? You can analyze all those things if you have a consistent trading strategy. And you don't look at a chart, like, for example, I'll give you an example. ONG, we took a 16.22% trade on ONG last night, okay? And I took some profits. I took most of my profits at around 11%, okay? And we were in the voice chat, and I took my profits. I set a trailing stop, and I set a trailing stop, and I closed the screen. I closed the screen, and some people in the voice chat was like, "Oh, it shot up another 7%." Well, I only captured like 3 or 4% of that. That's fine because of my trailing stop. But there's no reason to look at the chart. It doesn't matter if it ran up another 50 or 70 or 90%. It doesn't matter. There's always, here's the thing, guys. And this is what's different about, it's not really different. It's the exact same thing in stocks. It's the exact same thing in Forex. So many people are approaching cryptocurrency as a get-rich-quick scheme, and they've heard the get-rich-quick stories of people that bought Bitcoin at 3 cents or 30 cents or $2 or $100. It doesn't matter, and they think that they can have the same kind of success. They think that they're going to be able to just take the trade, guys. Overall, it doesn't matter. As a trader, as somebody who can make money off volatility in the market, there's always going to be another trade. There's always going to be another asset that's mooning or dumping or consolidating or reversing. It doesn't matter, dude. If you missed out on BNB, if you missed out on ETH, if you missed out on XBT, guess what? There's tomorrow and there's another trade. The market moves in cycles. Do we go directly from here to 20,000? Probably not. Can we get there eventually? Sure, man. Could we go below 3,000? Potentially, yes. Don't get greedy, man. Yeah, there's always going to be, you know, and I think that that is a statement of the lack of economic education that is given to individuals, and that in general, mankind generally represents. Very few people understand actually how to generate wealth, even though the information is out there. The problem is it's so diluted with everybody selling snake oil. Like, yeah, man, you can just totally become absolutely fantastically wealthy. Just buy this and blah, 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 and this and that. And, you know, buy this stock. And it's, dude, real wealth. Just go talk to any rich person, man. Real wealth generation does not work that way. Made quickly, lost quickly. You know? That's what I teach my students, man, in the mentoring program. I teach individuals to grow their accounts slowly, man. Grow your accounts slowly and sustainably. Have side income so that you're not reliant upon your trading source of income, man. There's always opportunities. Real wealth generation happens. Real wealth comes from a strategic plan and discipline, strategy to grow wealth. Now, whether that's trading or setting up your own business or working hard or learning valuable skills, doesn't matter, man. Yeah, not drinking. Oh, yes. The coffee mug. Yeah. Drinking your morning coffee out of the Kraken Cryptocurrency HODL mug. Scientists say, scientific reports prove that it does improve the trading accuracy 85 to 90%, man. As well as making you 60 to 90%, kind of depends on the sunlight, more attractive. All right, so that's enough for Mr. Acharium. Let's see here. It's 1:53. Ooh, it's about time to go, man. We got stuff to do today. We got trades to search for, man. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only in 5 positions, man. 4. Sorry, 4. One's just a buy order. So we will be looking at this and looking for opportunities. Again, I think that the best opportunities right now are in the USDT pairs on Binance, man. But again, just at that kind of point where you want to be careful, man. When most people, here's the thing, man. When and this is just, you know, whether this is going to be true this time or not, it's just a pretty good phrase to go from, man. So, you know, it doesn't matter, guys, because guess what? I'll be here tomorrow, whether I get punched in the face on a trade or whether I make out like a bandit. Doesn't really matter to me. When people are yelling, moon, generally a good chance to be selling. When people are yelling, you should be selling, and when people are crying like 3K, 1,000, we're going to 1,000, you should be buying. That's generally the appropriate way to look at it, man. So be careful, man, because we have very clearly, and again, I think that the different approach to the market just depends on your technical ability and your technical experience. As a technical trader, as a technical analyst, all I can do is trade the chart pattern that's in front of me, man. And when I see price approaching resistance, high momentum, I'm like, that looks good, man, but I'm definitely not going to FOMO into that, dude. Can you show us Doge? Moon salad? Go take a look at the good old Dogecoin. Why not? I know Doggy was up like 50%, man. Yeah. This is Doggy Bitcoin, man. Just went, just amazing valuation, man. Basically, if you would have put your money, into Dogecoin, when Bitcoin started tanking, yeah, you would have increased your wealth about 100%. That's kind of an OG secret right there, by the way. That's what a lot of the crypto OGs did. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit I don't know if that's necessarily insider information, but you can just look at Dogecoin. It's acted as a hedge against Bitcoin dropping, man. A little bit of that secret sauce knowledge, I'll let you guys know, man. Dude, Dogecoin's good, man. Dogecoin's that OG coin. It just moves. It moves with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes down, Dogecoin. Generally, it's a hedge, man. Doggy coin. Dun 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 dun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go over to Ethereum, and we'll watch this for a minute. Meanwhile, I'm gonna look into this, man. Mm-hmm. This is a pretty good article that I just came across on this whole Russian thing, man. Let's see, I'm looking for the newest information. This is from 2 days ago. Under the statement, there is not a bit of common sense, much less ideas that would be considered in government circles. The Russian Federation, like any other country in the world, is simply not ready today to somehow combine its traditional financial system with cryptocurrencies. And to say that in Russia this idea can be implemented in the next, at least 30 years is unlikely to be possible. Quote from Alina Sidorenko, chairperson of the State Duma for managing risks of cryptocurrency turnovers. Quote, even if Russia wants to place its cryptocurrency assets now, it simply cannot do this due to the fact that we do not have any mechanisms that would allow us to introduce a system where these assets would be stored, which authorities could be responsible for it, which would be responsible for abuses and stuff. Very, very professional language coming from the Russian State Duma representative. Such a model under the current criminal, financial, and civil legislation in general does not fit. All over the world, a cryptocurrency is considered as a high-risk asset, and a similar model, naturally, would not suit anyone. All right, guys, fake news. Bye, 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 bye. Cancel all orders. Doesn't matter, man. How to buy Bitcoin in Russia. Anybody's got a pretty good... Don't get me started on Substratum, man. I will expose the whole nest of substratum lies. The whole den of vipers will come crashing down, and I will lose 30% of my subscribers. I'll still be here, though. All right, we're talking about... we're talking about... What was that? What did you just talk about? Oh, BTT. Yeah, let's go look at BTT, man. Mal took a great trade on BTT, man. Nailed BTT. All right, BTT USDT, chilling, man, chilling, valuating with the rest of the market. 8-hour time frame. Got the nice 8-hour buy signal right here, and the nice 8-hour sell signal right here, man. I love the work that I've done on this thing. 60% of the time, it's right every time. All right, so now we can posit, now that we've got a little bit more data to go off, now we can posit something like this, man. Okay, we can potentially posit in a little bit of a bullish pennant. So we'll see which way this way breaks, man. Hey, Wally, thanks so much for the $5, my good friend, man. In Mother Russia, crypto cracks you. In Mother Russia, crypto cracks you. Thanks, dude. I highly appreciate it, man. Learn, earn, and don't get burned as always, guys. Make sure you guys go check out Gunbot. All right. Cheapest advertising this side of the Mississippi, man. Let's see here, man. So nice bullish pennant, man. Kind of in that no man's land, potentially forming a higher low. My opinion on BitTorrent remains the same. We had potential buys here. You know, again, this thing moves, man. Very nice, very nice. Nice price contraction. We talked about BTC, which I'm no longer interested in trading. Again, we already took the one trade, man. We talked about buy zone from 19 to 22. And buy zone of 19 to 22. And again, 45% profit opportunity off that. We did that live on the air, man. We did that live on the air. BTT, BTC, not an asset that I want to be interested in trading. In fact, I'm really not interested in trading any Bitcoin pairings, honestly. I'm interested in trading USDT pairings. Why? A, they're easier to manage. And B, you don't have the risk, man. And look at that BTT, BTC chart. Okay. Maybe you go. Look at that tether chart, dude. That is nice. That is nice. I like that. So we buy the breakout, man. Buy the breakout. Buy the breakout, or you buy oversolds near support. You only have a few metrics for taking profit. You would take a profit here. Take profit. Top of. Take a profit. That is the way you do it, man. Just for fun, dude. Just for fun. We can't do that one, but we can do this one. I mean, we already plotted that out. That equilibrium swing from the breakout is 53%. That would be putting us around here, man. So I'd front run that, of course. Don't do measured moves. I think those are not an accurate way to look at taking profits. Fib extensions and equilibrium swings, I think, are pretty good too, man. So buy the breakout and look for that equilibrium swing of either of these swing movements, man. Listen, if anybody has a link, man. Nice try, sir. I really enjoy that you have very little time on your hands than to come and troll me. But I am so pleased that you choose me for your morning trolling, sir. Thank you so much. Highly appreciate it. Moving on. Let's see, man. Truce. What's going on, dude? I have never once heard one joke out of you. I'm starting to think that you're a bot. Let's see here. Binance delisting Cloak, Mod, Salt, Sub, and Wings. Bye, guys. V-Chain, anything on that master? No, calm down, man. Just a dude with a chart, man. If Binance delists a crypto, does it die? No, it just goes to Cryptopia, or in this case, I guess it goes probably to Altilli, where it gets pumped and dumped. Conscious Vegan says, LMAO, imbeciles like Data Dash still probably shill Substratum, man. Yeah, man, you'll never see... I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I might be wrong, and I will promote projects that I'm either friends with, or that I like, or that I'm part of their community. And by promotion, I mean like helping them out or giving away coins. I'll never tell you guys to go out and buy anything. I'm not... You will never... If I ever say... Listen, please. If I ever say, this... Because I very rarely watch them, but like I just came across one last night because I came across I won't mention it, but I had a social media platform basically send us, and I get them all the time, man. Like social media platform contact me and they're like, hey, will you promote our show on your site or not, or excuse me, our site on your show or our product or service on your show. And same with projects, man. Unless I know you, or unless I use you, or unless I, use your product or service, or I like what you do, I'm not going to take your money to shill you to the people to watch the show. I make, I'm good on trading, dude. Like if it's something really cool, and it's like a mutually beneficial service, then yeah, I mean, if it's something that I use, yeah. If I'll give you an example. Like if Brave Browser hit me up and they're like, hey man, we'll pay you $1,000 to talk about Brave every show. Okay, I use Brave every day. You guys should too. I'll take that money. But I'm pretty cool with, Brave. We're a verified publisher on there, guys. If you guys are on Brave Browser, yeah, we do got ads on the YouTube channel, but you can use, I don't know really how it works. I'm not the guru on that, but apparently you can use like BAT to not watch the ads. I don't know how it works. All right. James Jeffers, thanks, man. I'm here every day, dude. I'm here every day. Oh, it's 2:08. I gotta go. Sorry, I wish I could stay. Says I would crack a joke, but I'm stressed because it's tax season. It's not a joke, man. Oh, but anyways, I was watching the go back and our eyes on I came across this like YouTube video last night, and this guy's like, listen guys, let me tell you about the most amazing investment opportunity you're ever going to hear about in your entire life. This will make you richer than anything in your wildest dreams. And if you do not buy now, then you will forever hate yourself and your wife will leave you. Your dog will die. Your children will become vagabonds. And your father and mother will disown you and become converts to insert religion that you hate here. And they're talking about, I don't know, this whatever coin, this ABCXYZ DXQ coin, has a volume of like 5 Bitcoin. And it's just crap like that, dude. Just stay away from that stuff, man. K7, man, sorry. You are one of the most interesting people as always in chat. Let me look back on your comment. I think you asked if I was keeping my eye on gold. Nah, man, I haven't taken a look at gold in a minute. Go check her out. Yeah, we'll look at the CFD. This is generally what the euros are going to be trading. Looking good, dude. Looking really good. Going back down to the weekly time frame of gold. Yeah, still setting up. You have this nice, very nice ascending triangle on gold, man. The conservative trade is to buy right here. Looking at the weekly time frame on gold, look, time transformation just hits every bottom, dude. buy signal here on the weekly, buy signal here on the weekly, reduce risk, be out of the trade as you're coming toward resistance. You did have the weekly sell signal right here, reduce risk. Again, probably hold on to your position. Again, when you got a profitable trade like that, you don't just blindly sell your whole stack, man. You trail stops, you scale out of profits, man. We're coming to that area where we're getting close to the apex of the ascending triangle, man. We're holding the 618, man. We're above the 50% retracement now. We're coming up on resistance, man. We are coming up on resistance right here. At 1365, man. But this looks really good, man. We don't have significant resistance again. We don't have significant resistance until like 1570, dude. So this is definitely a weekly breakout that I would love to buy, dude. Now, you know, be cautious. Like, again, I wouldn't be buying here. I'm just holding on to you would just be holding on to the position, man. And the potential to ping pong back down 10% and hit this ascending triangle support line again. But this is starting to flesh out to be really beautiful, man. Consolidation at this lower level. I mean, this looks really good, dude. Gold looks really good. Came right back down. I mean, I did this chart, like, this chart's old. Came back down and just poked its head into the support level right here. Just poked its head into the support level, man. But yeah, I mean, just another way to look at this too is if we pulled down to the 618, and when you buy the 618, you sell the 236. So that would put you all the way up at 1607, man. And you can see I'm front running that. I love you too, man. It's going to take you a few minutes to make a new account, and by then I'll be offline. But yeah, I use Brave Browser, and I do hold that because that was a decision that me and Scott made. All the again, we don't like get a lot, you know, but like some people tip us in BAT, and we just decided, we're going to hold BAT. Not necessarily from an investment standpoint, but just to kind of support the BAT community, man, because they're doing good things with the Brave Browser. So I don't know, we've probably received like maybe like $100 in BAT, so we'll just hodl that, man. It's the least we can do, man, for the browser that I use every day. All right, guys. I know there's a lot of comments in the chat, man. I'd love to keep this going, man. You know, we'll go for another like 7 minutes. All right, 7 minutes. That's it. So let's answer some of these questions, man. Let's see here. You'd think that YouTube would like filter for that stuff, but whatever, man. It's all good. I don't trade them on BIST, man. Okay, Truce. That's funny, dude. That's funny, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, dude. Thanks for the $5 donation. I highly appreciate that, man. He says, joke, explain Bitcoin in 3,000 words or less. Answer, I can't. I think I can. We have done a few presentations, man. We've done presentations and explained that movement in gold will be 15 years. Well, some of your portfolio should represent long-term holdings. Actually, in gold, man. Gold is gold. Justin, when are you going to accept the 24-hour stream challenge? I don't know, man. Probably. I don't know. I'm pretty undecided about it. I've talked about the upfalls and pitfalls of doing what other people do as well. Again, my main concern with just trading live on air is one of security. I think that other people do it kind of foolhardily, and I don't think that's appropriate. I'm pretty upfront with everything that I take. You guys can hop in the Discord for a little bit more conversation. But no, I'm pretty blatant and upfront about it. You can just DM anybody that's in the group, man. But yeah, I mean, that's Dr. Faz makes a good point. There's another aspect of it too. I'm a father. I kind of have a family. I have a life, and I don't have anything to prove, man. It'd be fun, maybe one of these days. It would be fun. I wouldn't mind doing it. Get some guests on the air. Bring like people streaming in. Basically eat some popcorn while I'm trading live. It'd be cool to do, man. See here. Okay, Murger, you've asked about Neo for a while, man. Let's check Neo out. Well, that is an ugly looking weekly chart. I'm not going to lie. Most positive thing I can say about this is that you did get a weekly buy signal right here. And now you are, I guess that was a take profit level. Yeah, resistance, take profit level. And now you're there. So I think what we need to redraw these higher time frame structures. It's not supremely clean, so we're going to have to go ahead and go with the actual resistance. Yeah, because that was just so not good, right? I'll have to use that level. Resistance, support, and resistance. That's a good level, right? And that's about it. This would represent your ceiling. All this stuff is just kind of fluff, man. But $43 is your most critical level. Meh. Okay, 24-hour time frame. You are potentially breaking resistance right here at $9.13, which would pause it in. We're gonna have to go down to the daily for take profit levels, but let's look at the VPVR. See if we have confirmation on those structures. Like we could go ahead and move that on up. John with the VP. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's good right there. I like that. Gonna sneeze. Oh. Thank you. All right. Still got a booger on my face because that was a good sneeze. All right, Neo. All right. I think we've got the structure that we need here on the weekly. Going down to the day. Thanks, Antimus. I appreciate the man. I appreciate the comment, man. G2G, Kaiser from California. See your skills of an artist. Hey, you're welcome, man. Dragon Chain. Meh. Meh. Dead. All right. So this is actually, I'm not gonna lie, just from what I'm initially seeing here on Neo, this thing could potentially run, dude. I mean, look, there's just nothing in between. There's nothing here, nothing in the volume profile. Nothing but train track, man. I'm not gonna lie. Neo actually looks pretty good on the higher time frames. Let's talk about where we would take profit. Naturally, we take some profit here. This baby does what we do. Is this the Neo bull run? Or in a world where Neo has done nothing but get sold and 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 sold. In that world, finally, get daily buy signals. SDT. coming up upon resistance. And what the hell is the Fisher doing? Daily. Oh my dear Lord. If we reject from here, this will be bearish divergence at resistance. Who would have thought you could see bearish divergence at resistance? Who would have thought that resistance could resist price? My God. Now, for something like this, man, since we are, let's like just be quite honest, dude. Like, if this thing does what ideally any bull would want it to, which is just boop, go on a moon mission right here, you got plenty of time, man. You got plenty of time. You're talking about like a 70% trade, man. Just to be quite honest, just looking at the range, man. There's no reason to be irrationally exuberant about this. You are waiting for your daily open and close above $9.13. Other than that, man, if we do end up turning back around here, then that is going to confirm bearish divergence on the daily time frame, and you're looking for a pullback technically to $8.32, hoping to hold that. If you're blind buying, that's where you blind buy, and you would set your stop loss down here around $6.68. But I would prefer to just blind buy here if I was going to blind buy, not saying I would, and manage risk down here around $7.84. Yeah. But ideally, you don't blind buy, blind sell. You just wait for confirmation. So like if you're pulling back to support, you're waiting for a nice reaction off of there. All those people that are like, man, I set my limit order low and I got filled, you're dumb. Because sometimes you're going to get your low order filled and then it's just going to go much lower. No, dude. Says, all right, Jasper says, listen, guys. If we just buy, if we all just go right now and buy NEO USDT right now, then the market will move up. That's correct. But I don't know. Can we do how many people do we got in the chat? For some reason the view count doesn't seem to be working. Oh, it's because I went from the be right back screen and came back, man. And for some reason the view count does not like to work. So I have no idea how many people are watching me, but what, about like 750 people? Potentially, can we get the market? Can we move the market with 750 people? I would never do such a thing. 3-hour buy signal here, 3-hour sell signal here. Got an 8-hour sell signal here, and then hidden bullish divergence right here. Hidden bullish divergence right here. A little bit of regular bearish divergence here, but didn't have much follow through. But anyways, you had good indications. Dollar cost average buys here, sell here. Yeah, overall not bad, man. Trending pretty strong. I still would like to see a confirmed open and close. So after a big move like that, approaching resistance, man, you just got to be careful, man. 420 YOLO. All right, guys. Jasper says, I was just kidding. And we sit here and watch. Boom! All right, guys. That's about it, man. I do got to... Everybody chip in 1 Bitcoin. All right, guys. Oh, it was a great show, man. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, man. I thank you so much for spending your time with me. Thank you guys so much to the individuals who sent a donation, man. We highly appreciate the support. Thank you to all the subscribers. I do need to give you guys a shout out. I apologize. So heading over to YouTube, man. I do want to welcome to the show. Welcome to the community, everybody that's subscribed today. Let me just check here. Harry Neubauer, sorry. Eggles, Funny World Videos, Sculptum, Frank Goding, Swesi Simone, Keki Kulun, Ronalden, Elvin, Joseph Rogers, and Peter Wilson. Guys, thank you so much for the subscriptions on YouTube. Welcome to the community. Very pleased and pleasant to have you guys here. If we go over to, let's see here. One Gamer Dude, Jerome CB 2008, Trink Gut. Guys, thank you so much for the follows on Twitch. Highly appreciate the support, guys. You guys are fantastic. So as we wind down, guys, as usual, As usual, guys, if this was your first time to the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give us the thumbs up. We highly appreciate it. Thanks, Kirk, for the sub, by the way. It does push us up in the view rankings, and I think gets this information in front of eyeballs that really need to see it, because I think there's a lot of false information out there in the crypto space, guys. So we highly appreciate the support. If you'd like to support the show in a more substantial way, you guys can come follow us on Twitch. You know, gives us a little bit more of audience interaction. We're looking to improve on that actually as we move forward. So give us a follow, give us a sub on there. The subscription on Twitch does help us keep the lights on, guys. You can also check out our Patreon if you're so interested, or you can head over to our merch store. So you could rock some beautiful stuff like this, or drink your morning coffee out of the Kraken Cryptocurrency HODL mug, which I am told will improve the success of your trades by 80 to 90% and make you 60% more attractive, guys. As you can see, I was looking up some of this Russia stuff. All right, make sure that you guys head on over to x42.krakencryptocurrency.com. We are giving away 5 masternodes worth of X42, proud supporter of the show. Not a recommendation to buy. Again, we don't shill anything, but we do know the X42 team. Great community, great project. We use X42. So you guys go check that out. Let's see here. Other than that, guys, if you'd like to trade along with us, guys, if you're interested in the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group, you can just go to premium.krakencryptocurrency.com for all the information. Links at the top right there. Other than that, guys, my name has been Justin Wise. I am the lead analyst and senior mentor at krakencryptocurrency.com. This was another episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update, February 19th, 2019. Year of our Lord. Hopefully this show today has helped crack cryptocurrency for you. And until tomorrow, guys, make sure to stop by the Discord and keep the conversation going, guys. It's as much about the community as about the show, guys. So until next time, guys, make sure that you trade safely, and I'll see you tomorrow.